Good morning, Sir Daya. Good morning, classmates. We are the group 4 to report the topic Speech Before the U.S. Congress by Corazon Aquino. Speech was delivered by former President Corazon Aquino on September 18, 1986. That was 7th month after she became the President of the Philippines. That was after also People Power Revolution. So first, let's check the author's background. Cory Aquino was born as Maria Corazon Sumulong Cuangco on January 25, 1933 in Tarlac Province. And she belonged in wealthy and politically prominent family. And, and in 1954, she graduated from the College of Mount St. Vincent in New York with a bachelor's degree in both French and mathematics. In 1955, she abandoned her further studies to marry Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr., who was a promising politician. And she also the widow of Senator Benigno Aquino, the oppositionist of former President Marcos. Hence, he was jailed in 8 years, and in February 1986, when Ferdinand Marcos called from presidential election of Cory Aquino runs on the professionist presidential candidate. She is also the loving mother of her children, and she is the first woman and 11th president of the Philippines. She was also the most prominent revelation figure which of the 1986. So she was widely accredited as the mother of Asian democracy. She restored the democracy after a long dictatorship of Ferdinand Marcos. She also named Time Magazine Woman of the Year in 1986. So, presidential term on 6 years, February 25, 1986 to June 30, 1992. She died August 1, 2009 at the age of 76. So, after her death, monuments on her peace and democracy in the capital of Manila and her province in Tarlac were established.
Historical background of the document. September 21, 1972. Marcos declared martial law. 1980. Ninoy was jailed by Marcos for 8 years and Corazon accompanied him into exile in the United States. February 1986. Corazon ran for the opposition's presidential candidate with Salvador Laurel as her running mate for vice president. February 25, 1986. People Power Revolution. September 1986, Corazon Aquino visited America as she gave a speech before the joint session of the United States Congress. She sought help in addressing the 26 billion of foreign debt on a communist insurgency that grew from 500 armed guerrillas to 16,000 during Marcos' regime. Her speech called on America to help the Philippines in preserving the freedom. Time and place. Speechwriter Ted Luxin Jr. Time written, assumed between April to September. Time delivered, September 18, 1986, months after the EDSA Revolution in February 25, 1986, years ago. After assassination of Senator Benigno Aquino, 1983. Place written, Philippines. Understanding the historical information references, identify and describe the content of the primary source. Content analysis. Corazon acknowledged the Speaker, Senator Thurmond, and the distinguished member of Congress. She reiterated her grief when she left America to bury her husband 3 years before her presidency. She said that she had returned as the president of 3 people. She detailed about her husband's struggles, how it affected their family, and the impact of the nation. She also elaborated how painful it was for her and her children to permanently lose the foundation of their home, her husband, and the father of her children. However, Ninoy Aquino's death was the Philippines' resurrection and the courage and the faith by which alone its people could be free again. She quoted Archibald MacLeish, who had said that democracy must be defended by arms when it's attacked by arms, and with the truth when it's attacked by lies. Still, we thought for honor, and it's only for honor we shall pay. She took the responsibilities in taking care and fighting for the sake of freedom of the whole country, to declare of the freedom of the Filipinos from the Marcos regime, to mark a new beginning for the Filipinos and to its government, to appeal for financial assistance in informing the Americans about the stage of the Philippines that time.
Context analysis. The speech of Corazon Aquino was influenced by the situation of the country after the Marcos administration. The country was left in an oppressed situation for over more one decade. This caused by the Filipino citizen to be left and be burdened with debt committed by Marcos during his regime, which they did not receive any benefit from. The dust after the martial law was only starting to settle, but the Philippines was reckoning with everything Marcos administration had inflicted. It included $26 billion in total foreign debt and a communist insurgency that grew throughout the Marcos era from 500 armed guerrillas to 16,000. So the speech of Corazon Aquino and the context analysis was because of the situation from Marcos administration and because of what happened during this time. So according to her, the Philippines was left burdened with debt caused by Marcos. So during the time of Marcos, many Filipinos suffer and they did not receive any benefit from. What is the relevance or contribution of the document in our country to restore the democracy of the Philippine history? Marcos Government Outlaw. This document allows the Filipino people to know and to not forget the harsh reality during the dictatorship of Marcos. Lastly, since Corazon Aquino was the first female president of the country, her speech had a strong impact not just on the country but also on the world's perception of women in power. So for this paragraph, Filipino citizen must aware about the happening of Marcos administration. The speech of Corazon Aquino has a big impact. It is because she was the first female president in our country. Her message has a big impact, not just in Philippines, but in the whole world.
So let's talk about the author's main arguments. So the author's main arguments focus on the constitutional and economic recovery of the country after the dictatorship of Marcos. Corazon Aquino wanted to seek financial assistance from the Americans to help the country recover. Moreover, Corazon's speech was also to officially declare and mark the freedom of the Filipino people and to express how the Filipino citizens united to take back the democracy that was taken away from them during the Marcos era. Overall observation of Corazon Aquino's speech. The speech centers on the miserable experiences of the Aquino family, how the family mourns about their loss, and how the government treated their family. She did not state the positive contributions of the Marcos administration and only focused on the negative of his term. Corazon Aquino's speech was based on her and insights on the primary experiences before and after the death of her source husband, Ninoy Aquino. Also, it was based on the fact that as a Filipino, she was also devastated about the situation of the country for experiencing more than a decade of social and political oppression. As she took the presidency, she had strongly imparted her nation and as well as the world to new woman as someone capable of handling authority and power.
Of the Congress, it is my great privilege, and I deem it a high honor and personal privilege, to present to you Her Excellency Corazon C. Aquino, President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Mr. Speaker, Senator Thurmond, distinguished members of Congress. 3 years ago, I left America in grief to bury my husband, Ninoy Aquino. I thought I had left it also to lay to rest his restless dream of Philippine freedom. Today, I have returned as the president of a free people. Abraham Lincoln, I understand that force may be necessary before mercy. Like Lincoln, I don't relish it. Yet I will do whatever it takes to defend the integrity and freedom of my country.
Thank you guys for listening.
We sincerely appreciate your attention. Thank you for your time and interest for listening.
Once again, this is the group for. Thank you and have a good day.